Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte recognized that the country's battle against the coronavirus pandemic is far from over, with a still rising number of COVID-19 cases in the Philippines. Duterte made the statement as the country scrambles to meet the demands of the people amid the spike in coronavirus infections. In his second talk to the people this week, President Duterte reminded the public that the world is engaging an unseen enemy in a fight that is not ending anytime soon. In his address, Duterte said the government was not remiss in addressing the pandemic. The president said that after the World Health Organization issued its advisory about the virus, he formed the Interagency Task Force, or IATF, for the management of emerging infectious diseases within 48 hours. He added that his decisions to impose lockdowns were also made following the recommendations of medical experts, including Health Secretary Francisco Duque III. Duterte reiterated that he also made a melodramatic warning about the pandemic and that it could only be resolved through a vaccine, but with a worldwide shortage, the fight against COVID-19 became more uncertain.
We are facing an enemy that cannot be seen. We are facing an opponent where there is no sight at end. We are facing a turmoil not only in the Philippines but in the entire world. Kagaya ng mga Brazil, thickly populated areas, they are scared of the third wave. I'd like to just disabuse the mind of na nagkulang tayo. Hindi tayo nagkulang.
The Philippines is desperately scrambling to procure even the coronavirus vaccine leftovers, particularly from Western countries that suspended the use of AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson brands due to reported cases of side effects. In a tweet on Thursday night, Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. directed his department to look into reports that Denmark is willing to share the more than 200,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines it earlier procured following reports of rare blood clots combined with low platelet counts that have occurred in Europe and Britain. Even Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez, admitted in a webinar on Wednesday that there has been a setback in the country's procurement of U.S.-made jabs after Washington recommended a pause on the use of Johnson & Johnson vaccine after 6 recipients reportedly experienced rare and severe types of blood clot. Also this week, a group of Filipino-American lobbyists and U.S.-based organizations sent U.S. President Joe Biden a letter requesting for the immediate release of 5 million doses of Moderna vaccines by May instead of the original target delivery of June, citing the dire situation of COVID-19 infections in the Philippines. The Philippines has ordered a total of 25 million doses of Moderna vaccines from the United States, according to National Task Force COVID-19 Chief Carlito Galvez Jr. World Bank President David Malpass earlier called on countries to contribute their excess doses of COVID-19 vaccines to low-income countries, noting that affluent nations are hoarding doses to cover double or triple their populations. President Duterte went after those who do not believe in vaccines or anti-vaxxers, saying they can go ahead and die if they want to because they are just putting other people in danger. Duterte made the statement as the government scrambles to augment its vaccine supply as a measure to ease the alarming spike in cases of COVID-19 in the country. Duterte said anti-vaxxers should save the trouble for other people and die already instead of endangering the lives of others.
May mga iba dyan na ayaw talaga magbakuna, okay na lang yan sa akin. Ang problema kung makahawa ka. The problem is being a bravado, yung hambog. Sabihin mo, ayaw ko kasi hindi naman ako naniwala niyan.
In Metro News, Quezon City renovates quarantine facilities to decongest hospitals. Valenzuela government launches COVID-19 vaccine hotline. And experts suggest upgrading RT-PCR machines to detect new COVID-19 variant. More from this report.
The Quezon City government is renovating its quarantine facilities to decongest the local hospitals amid the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in the city. Mayor Joy Belmonte said on Thursday, April 15, in a virtual press conference that they are renovating the facilities to address the needs of mild COVID patients. She also said that they will add 10 beds per hospital to accommodate more severe COVID-19 patients. Belmonte is hoping that the renovation of quarantine facilities will be able to triage better so that those who do not really need hospitalization will step down to the isolation facilities. The Valenzuela City government has launched a hotline solely dedicated for COVID-19 vaccination queries as its emergency number for surveillance unit and contact tracing is already overwhelmed by callers. Mayor Rex Gatchalian announced in a social media post Thursday that the launching of VC Vax Help Centers aims to help residents who want to change their COVID-19 vaccine appointment, report side effects after getting inoculated, or ask for more information about the vaccine. The Vaccine Help Center may be reached through contact number 0288222463 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Meanwhile, the City Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit's Mega Contact Tracing Center will start exclusively accommodating concerns related to COVID-19. The CESO Contact Tracing Center may be reached anytime through contact number 137160. Laboratories may need to upgrade their RT-PCR or reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction machines to be able to detect a new variant of concern of the COVID-19. The suggestion was made by Octa research team in a press briefing Thursday following reports that a new COVID-19 variant, which was supposedly found in France, cannot be easily detected. David also said they are recommending a mandatory 14-day strict quarantine for those entering the country, including foreigners and returning Filipinos, regardless of RT-PCR test result.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. Quirino remains under MECQ until April 30, according to the IATF. DPWH to build another Leyte-Biliran link bridge. And 6 empty isolation centers in Davao City closed down as COVID cases slow down. Here are the details.
The province of Quirino will stay under Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ until the end of April in a bid to curb the spread of the coronavirus disease, the Malacanang announced on Friday. The latest decision on the risk classification of Quirino was reached by the IATF during a meeting via video conference on Thursday, April 15. The province was originally placed under the MECQ from April 1 to April 15, but as of April 15, the Department of Health reported the province has recorded 1,076 cases, including 427 active cases and 9 deaths. Apart from National Capital Region Plus and Quirino, other areas under MECQ are Santiago City and Isabela and the province of Abra this month. The Department of Public Works and Highways will build a 500 million peso bridge parallel to the deteriorating Biliran Bridge that connects the island province of Biliran to Leyte Island. The proposed bridge will be constructed next to the existing Old Biliran Bridge, which was designed and built in 1976. Authorities said that the existing Biliran Bridge can no longer be used by heavy vehicles. The parallel or twin bridge will not only provide an alternate route, but also augment the carrying capacity by effectively adding more tonnage and lanes for traffic. The Biliran Bridge is considered a major link of the province not only to nearby Leyte, but to other parts of the country as well. 6 empty COVID-19 isolation centers in Davao City have been temporarily closed as active cases are slowly going down, leaving several vacant spaces in the Temporary Treatment and Monitoring Facilities or TTMFs. The occupancy rate at the said facilities was reportedly at 19.5%, while the Southern Philippines Medical Center, the primary isolation unit for COVID-19 cases in Davao City, is at 47.51% as of Tuesday, April 13. At present, the facilities that are functioning in the city have been reduced to 12 with a total bed capacity of 1,200 from 18 facilities that were opened when COVID-19 cases peaked in the previous months.
In world news, India daily virus cases doubled to 200,000 in 10 days. New Zealand tests early warning virus app at its border. Regular physical activity reduces risk of severe COVID-19 according to a study. Let's watch this.
India's daily coronavirus caseload has doubled in 10 days, with a record 200,000 new infections logged Thursday as authorities grapple with shortages of vaccines, treatments, and hospital beds, having let it guard down with mass religious festivals, political rallies, and crowds at cricket matches. India is experiencing a vicious second wave, recording almost 2 million fresh infections this month alone. This week, it overtook Brazil to become the country with the second highest number of cases worldwide after the United States. The capital, New Delhi, on Thursday became the latest to impose a weekend curfew and ordering shopping malls, gyms, and spas to stay shut from Friday evening. New Zealand border workers on Thursday began to try a monitoring app designed to detect coronavirus before the user developed any noticeable symptoms in what is believed to be the world first. The app e-Alarm connects to wearable devices such as fitness trackers and smartwatches, using artificial intelligence to check variables such as heart rate and temperature for telltale signs of COVID-19. The developer, New Zealand-based Datamine, claims it can detect the virus with 90% accuracy up to 3 days before the appearance of symptoms such as coughing, breathing difficulties, and fatigue. The government said the privacy of border workers was guaranteed and only they would have access to their own health data. Regular physical activity will lessen the severity of symptoms of the COVID-19. A study by Kaiser Permanente published in British Journal of Sports Medicine found that those who achieve at least 150 minutes a week of moderate to vigorous physical activity, a target of U.S. Department of Health and Human Services physical activity guidelines, were less likely to be hospitalized and be admitted to intensive care unit. The researchers have looked into nearly 50,000 adults diagnosed with COVID-19. It added that acute COVID-19 illness is just one of many potential negative impacts of sedentary behavior, a known risk factor for cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, stroke, and some cancers.
In entertainment, Miss Echo International first runner-up Kelley Day has tested negative for COVID-19. This according to pageant organizers' most recent update via Instagram. News circulated online that some of the candidates of the international pageant got infected with COVID-19 and that the organizers are not taking accountability of the situation. The Miss Echo International pageant was held in Egypt last April 4, where Miss Echo Philippines Kelley Day finished first runner-up to Giselle Uys of South Africa. In sports, the Department of Justice is set to file criminal charges for game fixing against 17 persons, including members of a basketball team, in connection with the alleged game fixing during the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League in 2019. The Department of Justice said the charges will be filed before the trial courts in Batangas and in the cities of Malolos, Angeles, Pasig, Caloocan, and Muntinlupa. To be charged are 12 members of the Soc Sargent Marlins team, members of the Quezon City Capitals coaching staff, and 2 Chinese nationals. MPBL Commissioner Kenneth C. Duremdes accused the respondents of multiple counts of betting, game fixing, and point shaving. The complaints involved 18 games that the Soc Sargent Marlins participated in from July to October 2019, when the game fixing allegedly took place. And those are the news on Web today, April 16, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.mb.com.ph, or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link in this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again on Monday. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.